Morning, God's people. Bright and early this morning. Hope y'all doing good. Getting y'all morning started off good. Y'all Monday morning started off right. As you can see, I'm out here in nature this morning. Under the trees. In the shadow, under the sun. Sometimes you gotta get out here in nature and just, vibe with your creator. So I'm gonna stay under the shadow stay in the shade out the sun. We're gonna read a couple scriptures this morning. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, but I feel as though this is something that we need to hear. So we're gonna go to Psalms 91. We can go to Psalms 91. This is a favorite psalm, one of my favorite psalms. And I'm not gonna read the whole psalm. I don't want to hold your morning up like that. It's just a few key scriptures I want to read out of this. Psalms 91, and I'm gonna just read verse 1, and then I'm gonna skip down and read verses 14 through 16. But on your spare time, I want you to read this whole psalm, because there's a lot of promises from God in it towards us children of God. A lot of benefits, a lot of promises in this Psalms. Psalms 91 verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And we're going to drop down to verse 14. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he have known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. So from what we read, I'm gonna title this topic we talking about, the secret place. Verse 1 says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So that makes you ask yourself, what is the secret place? The secret place is being in God's presence. He that dwelleth in the secret place, aka in God's presence, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And when you think of a shadow, see, when you're in the secret place, you're under the shadow of the Almighty. Just like I'm under the shadow of these trees right now. And when you're under the shadow is protection. The shadow represents a place of rest, a place of comfort, a place of peace. See, when you're not in the shadow, now you're just in the heat, and you're hot, and you're dehydrated, and you need to cool off. Well, see, in this walk with God, sometimes the trials of life, the heat, the fire gets turned up on us. And sometimes we just need a place of rest. We just need to get in the shadow for a while. The heat has turned up and it's just hot to the point where it's too uncomfortable. It feels like it's it's just unbearable. And we need to find a place of rest. And if you can't get in your car, let's say you out on the beach, or you just going for a walk. The perfect place to just get a temporary moment of relief from the heat or from the sun would be under a tree, where you can find shade, where you can find a shadow. And see, when you're in God's presence, that's when you're under his shadow. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And once you're under the shadow of the Almighty, nothing can bother you. When you're in God's presence, everything that you have been trying to escape, it can't go there with you. It's only peace in God's presence. It's relief. It's joy. It's happiness. So now, the question is, how do we get in this secret place? Well, you get in this secret place by praying, by meditating. You get down on your knees. And if you can't get down on your knees, you can still be driving in your car. You could be going for a walk. Go somewhere where don't nobody know. And find yourself in that secret place. In order to get into the secret place, we have to pray. We have to get in God's presence. And you can get in God's presence anywhere. Let's go to, we're going to go to Matthew chapter 6. Because in order for us to get into this secret place, we got to pray. You spend time talking to everybody else. And instead of getting in the secret place, you're telling your secrets and you're telling your business to people that can't help you. There's certain situations and things you go through in life when only God will be able to help you. And that's why this secret place is important. Because you want to abide. That means to stay, to continuously stay in this secret place. Matthew chapter 6. It says, starting at verse 5, we're going to read verse 5 through 8. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. You see, they're not praying in the secret place. They love to do things out in the open so they can get recognition. They want everybody to know that they're donating to charities. They want everybody to see them doing good things. They're not doing it with the right intentions, with a sincere heart. They're doing it with the wrong intentions to get the glory of man instead of the attention of God. And you got to ask yourself, are you doing what you do to get the glory of man, for man to glorify you? Or are you trying to please God? See, because the hypocrites do what they do out in the open, out in public. Because they want the glory of men. They want the recognition of men. Right? Verse 6, he says, but thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to the Father which is in secret, because you're in the secret place. And the Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. See, now God knows that you're sincere. You're not doing things for recognition of man. You praying in secret because your main focus and your whole motive is to get into the presence of God, not the attention of men, because the attention of man can't help you. But when you go in secret with the intention of getting into the presence of God, your Father who sees you in secretly, now because you have a sincere heart and you're praying in secret and you're spending time with God in the secret place, whether it be your closet or your house, just somewhere where you can find time alone with God. Even if it's in the bathroom, if it's in the car, at a park, Go somewhere where you can just find time with God alone. And that is your secret place. And you talk to him. And look, when you talk to him, verse 7, but when you pray, use not vain repetitions as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Be not ye therefore like unto them. You don't have to use vain repetitions. See, when people pray to God, they think that they have to use these fancy, eloquent words to get into the presence of God. All you have to do is be sincere in your heart and talk to God the same way as if you would talk to your friend that you think is keeping your secrets and confidentiality. Talk to God that way. You don't have to use fancy words. He says, when you pray, use not vain repetitions. You don't have to pray that way. Just be real with him. You don't have to use fancy words. Just be real with him. And he says, for your Father knoweth what things you have need of before you ask. That's the thing. He already knows what you have need of before you ask. It's like my daughter called me yesterday and she's like, hey Dad, I love you. And the way she started the conversation off, I'm like, what you want? I already know you need something. Just by the way, I already know you need something. So you don't have to beat around the bush and say all these great things or how you love me, or listen, you're my child. And as a father, I want to give you whatever it is you need, as long as it's going to help you and benefit you. I'm going to make sure you're good anyway. And that's the same way God is with us. You don't have to use vain repetitions and come to him with fancy words. Just be real. Lord, I need you. I need your help. I'm going through. I don't know how I'm going to make it. Whatever it is that you're dealing with or going through, just tell him. Just be real with him. Because at the end of the day, that's all God desires. Right? When you're in that secret place, all he desires at this point to get in, now that you're in your secret place praying, he's saying just be sincere. Right? Let's go to Luke chapter 18. See, when you're sincere with God, when you're in that secret place, this is how you set yourself up to be blessed. Luke chapter 18, we're going to read start at verse 9 through verse 14. And this is a parable of two men praying. And one of them prayed with a proud heart, and one of them prayed with a sincere heart. And we're going to look at the results of both of the prayers. Verse 9, it says, and he spake this parable unto a certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous, and despised others. Two men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself: God, I thank thee that I am not as other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. Now you see right there, this is a man of pride. And you can't come to, if you know anything about God, you can't come to God with pride. He's starting off the prayer wrong already. Thanking God that he's not like all these other people. Right? He goes on to say, I fast twice in a week. I give tithes of all that I possess. Right? This is a religious man, a man of religion that's following traditions. Goes to church every Sunday, pays his tithes, donates to the poor, good business going on, a very wealthy man, pretty much somebody that we would consider successful. So he's praying as if because he has all these things accomplished and because he's doing everything right by the book. He's coming to God the wrong way, from a place of pride, right? Verse 13. Now look at the man that prays with sincerity. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God, be merciful unto me, a sinner. You see that? He didn't use vain repetitions. He didn't use fancy words. He smote his breast. In other words, he hit his chest. And all he said, see, sometimes when you're in the presence of God, sometimes you could be going through so much or be so burdened down that you can't even get a long prayer out. And that's okay, because he still knows what you need. Sometimes just a few words and God will come and respond immediately because you were sincere, right? He smote his breast, saying, God, be merciful unto me. I tell you, this man went down to the house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. See, when you come to God with pride, you might as well not come at all. He's not hearing the words you say. But when you come to God with a sincere heart, now you set yourself up to be blessed. You set yourself up to God to respond. And to respond immediately. See, when you get in this secret place, be sincere in your heart. Be sincere in your heart. God knows what you have need of before you even ask him. Just be real with him. No fancy words, no pride. Humble yourself as a child and come to God, and he will respond. Let's go back to Psalms 91 real quick. Now we're going to jump down to verse 14. We're going to go back to Psalms 91. Now, because you're sincere in your heart, look at what verse 14 says. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. God is saying, because you love him, he will deliver you. You came to me sincere. Therefore, I will deliver him. Not only will I deliver him, I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. You can't call on God's name and he not respond. But because you know his name, and you know the name to call on, and you came with a sincere heart, now you got God's attention. He says, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I'm going to answer you. Not only will I answer you, he says, I will be with him in trouble. When you're in trouble, I'm right there with you. Even though it might seem like I'm far away, I'm right there the whole time. I will deliver him and honor him. I'm going to deliver you and honor you. Verse 16, and this is how I'm going to honor you. He says, and with long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. He says, I'm going to deliver you and I'm going to honor you with long life and salvation. Just come to me. Get in my presence. Find that secret place. Stop talking to everybody else and talk to me. I'm your deliverer. I'm your provider. I'm your comforter. I'm your healer. I'm your rock. I'm your salvation. I'm everything you need. And all you have to do is come to me. Get in my presence. Go somewhere in that secret place and come to me with a sincere heart. I will deliver you. I will set you free. I will honor you. I will satisfy you with long life because you are my child. I have plans for you. You got to trust in me with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. Stop trying to figure it out and know that I already have it worked out. Trust in me, and I will deliver you. But come with a sincere heart. Get in that secret place, because in the presence of God, everything else must cease. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Get in that secret place and stay there. Get in that secret place and be sincere. He will deliver you. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. Find that secret place. Stay in his presence. He's going to deliver you. He's going to set you free. Just be sincere this morning. He wants you to get in his presence. He wants you to get in his presence. And he'll meet you there. Cut off the phone. Set the phone to the side. Get off the internet. Cut the TV off. Go somewhere where it's just you and him. He's waiting for you. Just meet him there. Be blessed in Jesus' name.